Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome into one more episode of the BeBall Jones podcast. I'm here representing the BeBall half of this podcast. That is Nelson over there representing the Peach Belt Conference Defensive Player of the Year half of the podcast. So, what's up, man?
What's going on, bro? Everything good?
Yeah, man, I can't complain, man. Everything's good. What about you?
Yeah, man, just taking it one day at a time,
Progress is on the go, man. One day at a time.
Always. Man, I wish I had my shirt on.
I ain't repping myself, man. I'm repping my brother right now, but it's all good. Yeah, man. So let's go ahead and get into it. As basketball people, we tend to scroll through social media and see certain things that how can I say this, concern us. People who actually know and understand the game. I'm around the game in different aspects than you are, so I see different areas than you do, but still see things that concern me. So today we're going to kind of address some of those concerns or things that we feel like people should understand a little bit more about the game. You feel me? So when it comes to, let's start off with fans, because it's probably the biggest audience that we have because everybody's a fan of the game. So as a fan, what do you think was the most underrated thing or some of the most underrated things that fans don't fully click sometimes when you're watching basketball overall, pro game, whatever? Like, what are some of the things that you see as just like, you don't quite understand this thing about basketball? So what is it for you?
Ooh, the number one thing I'd probably say is how hard it is to be good at basketball. That's the number one thing. And you know how fans is, man, so and so suck, bro, so and so trash, man, so and so don't need to be in the league, whatever. Fans bad about them real big overstatements on sports, like so and so need to be traded, so and so need to be waived, so and so is trash, he bad, he suck at basketball, he can't hoop, stuff like that. In reality, anybody that didn't touch the NBA would cook you in your regular everyday life. Like you and your LA Fitness buddies would get destroyed by the guy y'all talk the most stuff about, like easily. And so that's like the number one thing I would say is underrated by fans is how good guys really are in the league. They not pros for no reason. They ain't get here for no reason. And number two, I would probably say they underrate the ability of defense, or like not the ability, but the value of defense. I guess I say because we tend as fans to have like a kind of like a Giannis effect, like how James Harden get on Giannis, so like people in general get on Giannis about not being skilled and stuff like that. And then we kind of run with those narratives like, oh, he not skilled, he can't shoot, he can't do this, he can't do that. So we mostly talking about shooting. Like most time guys talk about, if you can't shoot or handle like Kyrie and James Harden and all those guys, we call you unskilled.
Yeah.
But one thing that players don't realize, and I realize as a player, because like everybody has roles, but what they don't realize is it's not their job to do those things. Like guys be like, oh, he can't shoot, he can't dribble, he can't do this, he can't do that. What can he do? Or they'll be like, man, dude only average 6 points a game or whatever. He sucked. Yeah. But they don't realize that ain't everybody's job. Only a couple, like if we really getting down to it, every team in the league got one guy that just scores the ball. Every team, even the bad teams, got one guy. The good teams got two or three that'll score the ball on you. Good teams got your LeBrons and ADs, got your KDs and your Kyries, your James Hardens and your Embiids. The good teams got those multiple guys who will get you a bucket. But every team only got about one, like in the whole league. You know what I'm saying? Guys act like if you ain't one of those one guys, if you ain't in that number of guys, you're not good. That's not their job. Let him do the scoring. Like, of course, when the ball come to me in my spots, I'm gonna shoot it. I'm gonna do whatever. I can still play basketball,
Mm-hmm.
but I ain't got to dribble the ball. Like, and I know this from experience. Like, cause I done had people be like, "Man, you can't shoot. You just do this. You just do that. You only good because you tall. Whatever." It's not my job to shoot and dribble and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point guard. That's the shooting guard. That's their job. That's our best scorer's job. It's a reason we give the ball to certain people. DeAndre Ayton ain't going up to Devin Booker talking about, man, I need the ball a little bit more. Like, nah, bro, shoot the ball. This you. I don't know if y'all ever seen that interview with Brad Beal and Montrezl Harrell, and they was talking about they asked Montrezl Harrell something about Bradley Beal's shot selection or something like that, and Trez was like, they all look good to me. All of them look like they're going in. That's not his job. He don't got to do that, and he knows that. He knows he gonna stay in the league by hustling, defending, rebounding, doing the dirty work. Brad ain't gonna do that. That ain't Brad's job. That's why they went and got
Mm-hmm.
Trez. Like, Brad score the
Yep.
ball. Trez, you defend and rebound. Like, and people underrate that, like the value of that. And now we sit
Mm-hmm.
back and we look at the Lakers, and people wonder why they bad. They don't play no defense. That's one of the few of their problems, but that's like the
Yep.
main issue they have is they don't play defense. None. Like, none of their guys. Like, they got Pat Bev now and jump whatever. It's not enough. They do not play D. Guys get into the paint every trip. And then that's when guys be like, man, I wish we had Dwight Howard back. Folks were saying Dwight Howard sucked. Folks were saying Dwight Howard was washed up. I bet they wish they had him. That's when folks be like, wishing they had JaVale McGee. Because JaVale
Mm-hmm.
McGee going to hustle for you. People was making fun of JaVale. He going to shack to the fool. He ain't good. Like, folks need stuff like that. There's value in that, but fans don't really understand that. They only understand the stats. Like, man, but they only average 8.6 rebounds, or he only averaged double digit points or whatever. But what they don't realize is this man hustling and playing D and boarding is the main reason they beat good teams, because you need those stops against good teams. So those are the two main things I say fans really underrate about the game of basketball.
Yeah, I agree with the first one for sure because I'm big on fans don't really understand how good NBA players are. Like I preach that
Facts.
probably once a month on this podcast. Like them dudes are monsters on steroids about how good the pro guys are. It's just crazy. So I ain't finna keep going down that rabbit hole. Not this episode. You said your piece, so that's it. Um, I think for mine, I'm gonna piggyback off of yours, and I think chemistry is underrated for most fans. Like they
Mm-hmm.
automatically think, especially with the pro level, it's like, oh, they got KD, Steph, and Clay. They just supposed to win. It's automatic. Oh, they just got Kyrie, KD, James Harden. It's all gonna fit together. They the greatest players. It's gonna make it. It's gonna fit. It's gonna work. LeBron's team is, oh man, you got LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Dwight Howard. They 82-0. Oh, they got Kyrie, Kevin Love, LeBron. It's 82-0 again. Oh, he went back to Cleveland and did this. He going to LA. It's him and 80. Oh, they done ruined the league. They struggle out the gate the first 10, 15 games. Oh, LeBron sucked. He overrated. All this talk during the offseason. It's like, bro, give him in to actually learn how to play together. Like,
Facts.
I know y'all play 2K and y'all trade a player and he go from averaging 30 with his old team, 30 with your team, but that's not how it works in real life. It takes a minute to figure out where to fit on the floor with this guy. How can both of our superpowers? I love saying this analogy about basketball. It's like every player has a superpower, and you think about how like Steph Curry's superpower is shooting. So no matter what floor he steps on, that's automatically going to be his go-to thing. Like he's going to shoot the ball. If nothing else goes right, he's going to shoot the ball. If he play with anybody on the team, no matter who else is on the team, he's going to shoot the ball. It doesn't matter. That's a superpower. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like that superpower can translate to every team. But let me think about Kyrie. He can shoot the ball too. How he shoots the ball is different. Steph shooting can translate to all 30 teams. Kyrie shooting translate to maybe half, probably a little bit less than that, just because of how he plays, especially on the women's team. But it's just different how each superpower fits, and they just expect, oh, he's a great player, so it's gonna work out together. Well, that sounds good, but you don't know that these guys like to operate in the exact same spots. Like Kyrie loves that right wing, like he's gonna go there for his game winning every time. Like you don't know that somebody likes to work off the left block. Both bigs like to work off the left block, so you just think, oh man, KG and Shaq will work together. They can play this way. It's like, that sounds good on paper. All-Star games that'll work, but the actual NBA game, I'm trying to operate and get in my flow. Both guys at the right block and both of them suck on the left block. That's not gonna work out as well, brother. So I think chemistry is probably one of the most underrated things that fans don't understand, because it piggybacks off what you were saying. It's like when you think about how teams are operating and stuff, it's like, yeah, this dude might not be good at this thing, but that's not his role on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, remember when Draymond, I think Iggy and Draymond, no, it was Iggy and Steph talking, and they're talking about Draymond, and Draymond was like, he was fussing about certain shots Steph was taking, and Steph was like, no, because Draymond, you know how Draymond is, he's going off talking crazy and everything, and then Steph was like, so when the ball come again, we'll shoot the next one. Like, what you mean? Like, and
Trying
it
to
just
tell
because,
you.
and it's just funny because you think of Steph, and Steph, he doesn't have that perception of being like a, not necessarily arrogant, but so like a, that's what I do. What you mean? Like, who you talking to, bro? Like, I'm Steph Curry. He don't come off like that. But if you're a hooper, you really know that, like, you gotta have some of that mindset to like be as great as he is. So it's not a surprise to hear
Facts.
that. But it's like, it's funny because like that's his role. Like Draymond gonna fuss, cuss, or whatever, and it's like that's his role. You feel me? That's what he does. It's part of his superpower. But when you're trying to minimize a player's role or the superpower, you're not realizing how it fits together with the team. So Draymond triple singles cool. That's what his role is on the team. Like that's how he operates. When the team's fully functioning, what does their best game look like? And then what's their best game look like? What it fits with the team? And I think that's what players have to really, or fans need to really figure out when it comes to players. Like, yeah, that sounds cool that um, Dennis Rodman, got 20 rebounds, but nobody's looking for him to score. That's why he operated so well with the Jordan years Bulls, because we ain't looking for him to score. Jordan, you go out score 40, Pip you score 20, Rodman you score 20 rebounds. That's it.
Score
If you
20
score,
rebounds.
if you score a point, that's just a bonus for us, bro. So it's like nobody. Oh, Rodman, so he can't play basketball, bro. Do you see the rebounds and blocks you got? You see the defense he played? That's his role. So I just feel like fans don't fully comprehend how much chemistry plays a role to a winning team, especially with this 2K culture we got now. But it's just like, and then players swapping a lot more too. That plays a role into it. But it really takes a lot for you to like play well together. Besides being great players, like you have to actually not person to person have chemistry, but game wise have chemistry. That's
Facts.
why a big and a little can work together so well. That's why certain wings can work together so well, because it's like you operate on that half of the floor, I operate this half of the floor. I'm a slasher, you're a shooter, whatever it is. There has to be compatibility for that chemistry to mix together. So I think chemistry is probably one of the other biggest things that fans don't fully understand know about the game.
Yeah, definitely. They think just because we got talent, we got that automatically means good. But
Mm-hmm.
that's not true. Like case in point, just to, help you make your point. The Warriors that went 73-9, uh they won 73 games, best record ever the NBA ever saw. Only lost 9 games because that team had great chemistry. They had been together for years and they knew how to play together and play to each other's strengths. And they had the talent, the talent that they had plus the chemistry that they had built made that. That's what gave way to that great record. The next year, they add Kevin Durant, and you would think, oh, well, that's Kevin Durant. Sure, that's the best team ever. Like there's nobody
Mm-hmm.
beating them. They didn't win 73 games, and and it ain't because they wasn't trying. I guarantee you, they tried to win every one of those games that they played in, obviously, but they weren't 73-9 for the 2 years that they were together. Three, 4 seasons that they were together, they didn't touch 70 games no more.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference. Like the chemistry that they have built over those years, because all those main core guys have been drafted there. So they've been building this chemistry since they got into the league. And so they all came together in 2016 when they went 73-9. But then they lost the finals, obviously. But shoot, they
Yeah.
lost to LeBron James and Kyrie Irving, like and Kevin Love, like they lost to a comparable team. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like they just smoked it. You know what I'm saying? They did smoke that 3-1 lead, but
Yeah.
that's another story. Anyway, the next year, adding Kevin Durant did not make them go 76-6. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So that lets you know, like, you need some form of chemistry between your team if you want to be successful, especially over a long period of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, long term success in basketball, you got to have some chemistry, you know?
Mhm.
And we saw that with LeBron and D Wade and them the first year they was together, and they lost in the championship.
Yep.
But the next year, they rattling them off. They went on that winning streak. I think they won like 23 straight or something like that. I remember that was like one of the longest winning streaks in NBA history.
Mhm.
Like when they put it together, you know, it looks good. But yeah, that's definitely very underrated by the fans today. Like they think, oh, talent equals success. To an
Yeah.
extent, yes. But very rarely, if we being honest, very rarely does the team with the most overall talent actually win the championship. Very
Mhm.
rarely. So that's definitely underrated by a lot of people.
And I think that the USA team is a great example of that too, because
Definitely.
the documentary that came out and it's like that team had better chemistry than them, and I think that's what the only real advantage that Argentina and Spain and some of those other countries had, just the fact that they've been hooping together for years, and we've been hooping together for months, like if that,
Facts.
maybe weeks. So it's like I see it. I played against you. I've seen you play. Maybe last time I played, against you or maybe with you was high school or college or something like that. Maybe travel ball or something, but you probably a whole different player right now. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to understand your game in 2 weeks and know how to play with you and everything. Like the chemistry of just knowing that, like if me and you hooping together, I'm pushing the ball. I know somewhere Nelson's behind me trailing. Like I don't even have to second guess. Nelson's in the game. He's somewhere behind me trailing. I just got to figure out exactly where he is so I can just drop it there without even worrying about it. And like
Mm-hmm.
that understanding of, and even like like this is highlight of Kobe and Shaq, where Shaq's posting up, he give him a look. I do a spin, Kobe throwing a lob. As soon as he start turning, boom, dunk for the oop. And like little stuff like that is where chemistry plays a role into it, because that can mean that exact that literally, if you freeze frame Shaq's face, for that can mean I'm about to go baseline for the oop. That means I'm about to pop out for this. That can mean I'm about to fake and go here. Like that can mean different things to each player. But I don't know that without hooping with you enough, or we have the communication till we understand it. So I feel like chemistry is really just something that it's not picked up as much unless you hooped, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And like you can talk about it, but you don't fully grasp how difficult it is unless you hoop. And I ain't hoop that on a high level, nothing like that. So it ain't really that hard to fully grasp of understanding. Like once you play enough of the game and you have a certain IQ of the game, you start to understand how important IQ is. So I just feel like
Mm-hmm.
that's why fans don't understand and get it, and that's why some people who talk about the game on TV and stuff, the reason they understand it because they've been around the game long enough to where it's like, oh, I see chemistry and I understand it a little bit better about how important this is. Because we've seen this team who's more talented and have better players on paper get beat by this team over here who doesn't have this on paper. So it's like you really got to understand how important chemistry is. Like it's cute to say, oh, LeBron and them should have won in '04 when they had the team, because we the NBA, we got the most talented guys. Like it's basically a remix of the NBA guys. But no, I didn't like that overseas, bro. They know how to play together. Bro, I've been hooping long enough to know if you got a team, no offense to anybody is, but if you got a team full of white dudes over here and you got a team full of black dudes over here, don't sleep on that team for the white people.
I
I'm telling you,
promise you.
don't sleep on them.
I promise you don't sleep on them.
That
Boy.
all that pregame dunking and handles and stuff mean absolutely zero. I could care less. That look cute, whatever. They will go out there and get smoked by 50 because that white team been hooping together every weekend, and they know each other's game. They know how to play on the ball, off the ball. They know who got the hot hand, who to ride. They know all this stuff, bro. They got the chemistry. The black dudes got the all-star team, but they ain't never hooped together but this weekend, maybe past few games. They look good on paper. Ooh, he can do this. Ooh, he doing oops, he doing this, he doing that. Whatever. That sound good. That sound all dandy. But that white team will smoke everybody in that gym because they got chemistry. They understand their role. They know how to hoop together. I've seen it too many times. I've been on the witnessing end of getting whooped by a couple of them teams because they boys got chemistry. We thought finna come in there, oh, they look trash. They can't hoop. Go in there and get whooped. Try them if you want to. Chemistry means so much more. So if you're a fan of the game, you listen to this podcast, put some more respect on chemistry because I've been on the witnessing end of getting your butt whooped from not having chemistry. That's my little tail
Facts.
sign. I don't usually have stories, so I had to throw my little, half a story in there.
No, that hey, boy, you said something because I remember I played in a little league, a little rec league up here. It was in Opelika actually, but first no, was it our first game? First or second game of the whole little season. We played this all white team, and they had like two black dudes. One
Mm-hmm.
dude was like maybe mixed, and then the other one was like black, but everybody else white. So they had like four white guys and two black guys. Man, when I tell you, one of them looked like a solid like big, like he was big bodied. Everybody else was kind of just guards. So I'm looking at them. We the bigger team. All of us black, all of us somewhat athletic. We got the quickness over them, all that good stuff. Like you just said, we got all the athletic traits over them. I'm pretty sure none of them could even dunk. Like none of them. Man, when I tell you we got out and the game started and them boy got the splash of some threes, and I'm talking about the ball moving, like drive,
Mm-hmm.
kick, swing, tray ball. Like that was the whole offense. And I'm like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
2, 3 minutes into the game, we didn't call timeout because they done sprayed
Mm-hmm.
us a couple times. And I'm like, yo, it was this one dude. He was like their leader, their captain, whatever. He was the best one. Like he was cooking and
Mm-hmm.
not cooking like handling the ball. He did get to the right a couple times too, but he was getting his shot off on some Klay Thompson stuff. And he kept on moving. Like he never stopped moving. And so I got
Yep.
to the point, I was like, okay, listen, do all of like 5'10", 5'11", maybe. I was like, y'all, do I need to guard him? Like, do we need to put our best defender on him? Like, and they was like, no, bro, you know how dudes is. No, bro, I got him, bro, I got him. This. I'm like, all right. Like, get him then.
Yep. Yep.
Because Buddy is killing us. So then we won the game, but every time we like started to pull away, they hitting threes like the Warriors to get themselves right back in the game. And I'm like, y'all, hey, boy, y'all sleep on these boys, y'all want to. They moving that thing, and they
Yep.
unselfish. Don't care who shoot the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying,
Hey, relax. It's okay. Listen, I understand that your goal is so big that it just feels daunting. It just feels overwhelming. Like you're trying to get to the NBA, you're trying to get to WNBA. You're trying to play D1 college ball. I understand. Sometimes that feels like a lot. But listen, you're not gonna make that jump from now tomorrow to be to the league or be in D1. So let's just slow down and focus on the whole journey. Enjoy where you're at right now, but don't get too comfortable. You have to still keep working. You still have to make some type of progress and still keep growing. All you gotta do is think about this. If the minimum I can do today is get 1% better, you winning. Because there are some people gonna take a step backwards. There are some people that's gonna stop and just be equal. But technically you're not gonna be equal because I'm getting better than you, so it means you fell backwards now. And so you gotta get 1% better. Because it's a slow grind from where you're at now to where you want to get to. You don't have to worry about taking over the world in one day. Just take over step by step, one piece at a time, 1% better. It's a whole journey. Okay, you got this goal that's just hanging over you, weighing you down. But this goal, the end destination, it's not gonna change. So you have to appreciate the journey and taking steps to get there. You're a marathon runner, but the whole marathon is about focusing on that next step. So I need you to go ahead and look at whichever one you want. You can get this one of the other ones. But I need you to get this reminder for you. Get you a hoodie, a t-shirt, whichever one, as a reminder that progress is my only goal. And progress don't mean I'm perfect. Progress don't mean I'm there. Progress means I'm getting better. Because better and better adds up to being the best you that you can be. But the best is not existing because you're always going to get better. So get you this peaceful reminder right here to say, hey, all I gotta do is be a little bit better, 1% better, and I'll get to that goal at some point. So remember, it's about the entire journey and not just the end goal, because progress is the only goal.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
like
definitely.
you gotta be a hooper to understand that one, man. So that's why sometimes I can't look at fans too crazy, but I automatically know where to categorize you when you talk about certain stuff. It's just like, oh, he just got him. He should fit in. Like even if it's one player fitting in, it's like, uh, let's say like a good example is your team, right? They automatically feel
Mm,
like, oh, Chris Middleton's out, but he still got Giannis. He still got this player. They should still be the same guy. Nah, they ain't the same. And that's
it
why
ain't.
having vets in the locker room means so much because that's a part of chemistry. Like I know how to communicate with guys, and I might not be on the floor impact as far as stats and minutes and stuff, but I'm a locker room and a sideline impact that bleeds to the floor. So it's just like little stuff like that, man. Like a Jared Dudley not being in the locker room, Udonis Haslem not being in your locker room plays a big role in chemistry. And if you don't hoop, bro, you don't fully understand that, man. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, fans got to understand how much chemistry means. And it looks good on paper to say, man, we got, Giannis, LeBron, Draymond Green, Ben Simmons. Oh, that's an all-star lineup right there, man. That's great. But nobody on the floor can shoot. So I don't know how you getting buckets, bro. Like, and then you don't even know these two guys don't even like each other for real. And these two guys playing the same space on the floor. Like, everybody driving slashes to the goal. How's that gonna work? I ain't talking about from a skill standpoint. It's just like sometimes it's just like not necessarily skill. I mean, I guess it is skill because that's what I like to score from. But it's just like from operate on this side of the floor type thing. And it's like all this little stuff come together, man. It's just like the chemistry plays a big role in the game, man. So fans, take this from the B-Ball Jones podcast. That's probably the biggest thing we're gonna walk away from. Chemistry um, means a lot, a whole lot. Guys are more talented than you think and assume. We didn't I think we had a whole episode just on that. Probably we probably if we compilated the clips and stuff we talked about, it's probably about 2 hours worth of conversation about that. So and
Facts.
then put some more respect on defense. Like it's a little more respect on that thing, especially coming from a defensive player of PG conference. Like come on now, like it's not a small task.
Come
So
on, dog. G14 classification to speak on this. You feel me? Try to
so
tell you.
so yeah, man. Fans take that from us. That's the biggest nugget you can take away from it. So now let's go to players. This one might hit a little close to home for some people. You feel me? But it's all good. We all got to learn to teach different areas in life. So, with you being a current player, not necessarily your level, but maybe your level, maybe high school, maybe middle school, whichever one you
Mm.
see fit. What are the things or the thing that you feel like players aren't fully comprehending about the game?
Okay, so I can speak personally. So this is not so much about basketball, or like on the court, but like it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. Like probably what you're not expecting, what you wasn't expecting. But one thing I definitely underestimated was the level of college basketball. Like guys think it's easy to just play college basketball, get on the college roster because they're good in high school. And let me tell you, it ain't. All right. So I remember saying these exact words when I was in high school, and looking back on it, I feel dumb for having said it. But like, I just ain't know. I ain't know enough, And you don't know what you don't know, so that's just how it was. But I remember in high
Yeah.
school, somebody was asking me if I was going to play college basketball. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna play college basketball. I plan on it. They was like, okay, where you want to go? Excuse me. And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know. I want to go D1, obviously, like everybody else. I'm like, I want to go D1. And it was like, okay, well, what if you don't get no D1 offers? I said, okay, I don't mind going to somewhere not D1, like I'm not just opposed to it and nothing like that. But then I said this, exactly like this. And I quote, but I know if nothing else, or if anything, like, you feel me, like, at the end of the day, all else fails, I can go play back. I can go play for Shelton. That's what I said. I was like, sure. At the end of the day, All else fails, I know I can play for Sheldon State. That's what I said. Got down to my senior year of basketball. Sheldon ain't even offered me. Ain't even offered me. I got other JUCO offers, but none of them was from Sheldon.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to realize, like, dang, like, one, I wasn't as good as I thought I was, like in the grand scheme
Mm-hmm.
of things. And two, it's much harder to be a good college basketball player than I thought. So I'm like, so now I'm more humble about things, and I realize now, like, the more in Shelton, like, the one thing I did also realize playing JUCO in that conference, Shelton's pretty good. They're a pretty good team, the best in the state. So made sense
Yeah.
that they didn't offer me at the time or whatever, because they was getting like D1 transfers to come play big for them. They didn't really need me. I did find out later on in life that they was like somebody that I know that worked for Shelton or whatever was like, yeah, we probably should have tried to offer you or tried to recruit you a little bit. So that did give me a little validation. But at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, it probably was good that they didn't, because it changed my mindset at the other time where I would have thought, like I said, like, I could just go play for Sheldon. I know I'm good enough to play for Sheldon. So maybe I ain't. But it came down to it. So that was one thing I underestimated about the game in itself. Like college basketball and all that, like the levels to it, it's harder than you might think at your high school age, at your middle school age. So I would encourage like parents and stuff or young hoopers as well as listening, make sure y'all pay attention to that. Like start paying attention to who's good, the level of college basketball. Go to watch some college games and see how good guys are. Like I would encourage that, because I didn't do that in high school. I did not go to a lot of college basketball games. There was no colleges very close to me, but I should have tried to make the attempt to go watch more college basketball in person, so I could see the levels and how good guys really are and where I measured up. So I think that probably contributed to my mindset at the time, that I had not seen enough college basketball. And then another thing I feel like players underestimate about the game is, I know we said all that about skills and stuff like that, but I feel like it's underrated for players to have like the ability to do a little bit of everything. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like you do need the ability to do a little bit of everything. You don't need to be able to do everything great. I will say that. You don't need that. You need to fix your role and like learn your game, know what you are good at, learn what you're great at, where your spots are, what you're good at doing for your team, all that good stuff. Learn that first and get good, and play inside that box, play inside that niche of like your role, what your team needs for you to do. But in your own time, when you in the gym, when you grinding, when you working, work on a little bit of everything. And because I regret that about my career a little bit. Like I'm making up for it now, trying to make up for lost time. But in high school, I didn't work on ball handling. I didn't work on shooting. I mean, I shot the ball, but like not like I should have, because
Mm-hmm.
I knew I wasn't shooting for real in game. So I didn't work on ball handling like I should have. But that also was part of coaching. Like the coaches should have made me work on that and made me realize like I'm not always gonna be just running and dunking the whole time. But nobody was teaching me that. So I'm teaching y'all now, if ain't nobody else telling you. Work on ball handling. If you're big and you stuck down in the post in your own time, work on ball handling. You never know when that ball you might just pick up a fast break, and it's on you to run it and not turn that thing over, so you don't look like a baby deer in the middle of the court. You know what I'm saying? So work on your ball handling on your own time. Work on shooting. Even if you ain't never took a jump shot in game a day in your life, if all you do is dunk, layups, whatever, it don't matter. Still work on shooting. Have the ability to make an open jump shot, or at least don't be afraid to take it. Because if you never work on it, you'll be afraid to take it. And next thing you know, you holding the ball in a college game and the shot clock running down, and you gonna pass it to somebody that ain't open when you was the open man. Stuff like that happens. Or you'll catch the ball open and you won't even look at the goal. And hoopers know what I'm talking about. Somebody
Mm-hmm.
will be open, catch the ball open, and won't look at the rim. Now you just let everybody on the court know this dude don't want to shoot. He ain't thinking about shooting. So I know I ain't finna guard him. Don't be that guy. So work on shooting, even if you ain't never took a jump shot. And work on, guards. This for smaller guys. Work on the ability to get a shot off in the paint. If you got to post a smaller guard up, I ain't talking about guys that's like 5'9" and stuff hooping. But if you a bigger body guard, you 6'2", 6'3", playing guard, have the ability to post somebody up. And like I ain't saying you got to back them down and do a post up, but have the ability to shimmy, fade away, turn over each shoulder, whatever. Have the footwork to turn, pump fade, go up and under. Have that ability in case you got a smaller guard on you. That's why I say work on everything because you never know what situation you'll be in. And we underrate that because it's like, man, I shoot. That's what I do. I remember a guy on my team in JUCO. He was a shooter. Now he was not down shooter. Now don't get me wrong, great shooter. We get on defense. He a cone, as Pat Bell would say. He a cone on D. I remember one day we were working on defense in practice, and like he messing us up because he don't play good defense. And I said, Grant, what? I didn't mean to say his name. Blank that out. Oh God! I'm like, dude, what you doing, bro? I need you to pick it up. He like, man, I don't play defense. I said, every day you step on this court, you play defense. You not playing one end of the flow. So work on that, man. Like, we not gonna replace you like football. Like this ain't offense to defense. You ain't finna play wide receiver and then wait for us to get back on offense. No, you gotta come to this side of the flow. So pick this up, bro. Like you gotta play. So that's one. That's the main thing I would tell players. Number one, don't underrate with the levels of basketball, like the levels of college, from college to pro, all that stuff. JUCO to 4 year, none of that. Don't underestimate it. Shoot, from middle school to high school, go watch the levels above you so you know what's expected and what it looks like. So you know what the skill levels is and where you measure up with those guys. That's number one. Number two, don't underestimate the like working on everything, having the ability to do a little bit of everything. I know you just run and dunk, had the ability to make a jump shot. I know you just kind of facilitate and pass, had the ability to make a three when it's open for you. I know you usually just get in the paint and finish tough lays, but you need to be able to stop and hit that mid in case they pack it in. Have the ability to do a little bit of everything because you don't know what situation you'll be in.
Yeah, I gotta co-sign that, man, because I think your first point is kind of what I was gonna lean towards too. Now, my stuff is gonna be kind of biased towards the players that I have, and just more of what I've seen with my own two eyes, and kind of like some of it will be more general, some of it more specific. But I think piggybacking off your first point is like I don't know how many full games players are watching, like young players. Like from some of the players I train, they don't like one guy. He doesn't watch basketball. I mean, he's kind of still new to the game too, but I still is like, bro, you talking about playing college ball, but you're not even watching any games. So it's like it's kind of I don't want to say it's impossible, but you making your eyes a little bit tougher because you don't fully you pick up on so much stuff just watching. Like we talked about how growing up, we didn't really have trainers like that for real, for real. So you learn more just from watching, stealing, trying it out. So it's like you can still use that exact same thing today, and it'll work. I'm pretty sure that technique isn't old fashioned. I'm pretty sure you can still get results from that. So I think watching games is very underrated, and not just watching highlights, not just going through TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, whatever, and just getting highlights. It's cool. Like that plays a slight role into it, or just whatever your favorite trainer is, whatever move he posts, and not just trying to take that and throw it into your bag because he said it and it works. Some of them aren't even like I ain't trying to bash nobody. That's what you do. But most aren't even giving you a full understanding of the move, when to use it, how to use it, they just breaking down the move for you. Which you need that part too. I ain't bad. I'm really not bashing anybody. I ain't trying to do that, but it's like you're not getting the full service of what to do and how to use it. You're just taking a random move, throwing it to your bag. You don't even realize that you're taking a Giannis move, and Giannis is not your game at all. Like it's just so much stuff that you don't understand because you're not watching the game to fully grasp the full concept of what's going on in basketball. So watch games. That's a big thing for me. Um, what was your second point? Because I want to pick off that one too.
That you need to be able to do a little bit of everything.
That too. And I think that understanding comes from only watching NBA and not watching college basketball too, because like the NBA guys are like hyper specialized. Like if you remove, like you said it in the first point, if you remove an NBA guy, put him in a regular gym, He's LeBron James, the Mister Do Everything guy, because he'll run the point, he can run the five, he can score, he can feel like Bill will drop 30 on any gym. He'll average 30 to 40 in any gym he wanted to. In the NBA, he's averaging 10 for one time in his role, and he can't average like he's not capable of scoring at that clip like a Brad Bill, Steph Curry. He's not a scorer. That's not his superpower. So it's like, yes, you see guys like a Andre Drummond, hyper specialized defense, rebounding, score when needed. You're not asked to score 20 points. All right, cool, don't do it. But you don't know he can drop 40 if you put him on this court over here. Like he's 40 in his sleep. Like Steven Adams looks like he's a terrible offensive player. Pretty sure bro can drop a nice little 30 piece on your head right now and not even break a sweat. Like if you really watch guys in practice and you really like dig in the film of like seeing guys in practice, dudes really get busy. Like the dudes at the end of the bench, the dudes would be like, "Oh, he ain't skilled. He can't play." You can get kind of busy if you leave him 1-on-1 on the court. Like I've seen the summer runs where a big guy basically running point. Like, bro, what is Andre Drummond doing? Like he don't do that during the season because he's working on a full game. He's mastering all these other little skills. He's adding to his bag rather than only being defense rebounding. Not to
Mm.
say it's all workouts like that, but he implementing other things to help expand and grow his game overall. So I think that's kind of a product of only watching pro guys and thinking, well, all Kyle Korver does is shoot, all JJ Redick does is shoot. Yeah, but you don't know JJ Redick was a scorer in college. He could put on the floor if he needed to. Game's a little different now, brother. Like pro game, college game, two different worlds. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then like you said, like guards should work on things, the big should work on things. Uh, I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm gonna throw a little extra on there as a trainer. Don't be out there working on your post. Like you said, if you 5'10", don't post game. Let's stop that. Mm-mm. No need. Like
No post game.
stop it. Like you're not posting anybody else. The odds of you posting somebody else up are very very slim. And the person you will be posting up, you can probably get past them with a one-on-one move. So let's not like waste our time by working on a post game. You can work on just another offensive face-up move. So let's be a little bit more, you know, mentally articulate with our skills and training time. So um, yeah, those are very good points. Uh, the one thing I probably would want to add, I was taking little notes while you was talking. Um,
Mm.
I'll say two. I'll take the other one off. I think one thing that is very underrated, especially with like the younger we are, we just abuse the heck out of this. Is sleep or like rest, recovery, all that little stuff. Like
Okay.
I understand because we're young, we feel like we can just stay up till 1 o'clock every night and just do whatever. But it makes your game so much better and easier when you got a nice little like you feel so much better when you waking up with some sleep. I ain't finna be the trainer bashing over your head about how you need to eat it and recover and sleep. But it's just like I think sleep is probably more underrated than eating at this point, in my opinion, from what I see.
Mm.
Cause I think we all understand we need to eat right. I think we all understand that like it's fully comprehended. No matter if we do it or not, it's understood. But I think sleep is very underrated. Like all these little tools and stuff we use to try to recover, the ice baths and the Theragun, all this other stuff. Like that's cool. You need it. I'm not saying you don't have it. It has its place, but I'm pretty sure you can have a cheaper route and a less. You ain't got to charge your phone to take a nap. You don't have to charge the gun to take a nap. You don't have to pay extra money to get a massage there. Like, bro, just take a nap. Just go to sleep at a better time. Have a good night's sleep. Like, it's very cheap. You don't have to pay. As long as you got a good quality mattress, once you're good with that, you're good for a lifelong time. So little stuff like that I feel like players don't fully get. And I think today's time more than ever, players don't have a feel for the game. Like, oh my goodness, these dudes do not have a feel. Like they got all the skill in the world, got the deepest bag, but when it comes to like just the feel for when to use the move and how to use it and little stuff like that, they don't have it. And I saw a video today. I think it's funny, bro. It was John Lucas the third. He was in a former NBA player. He was training some kids, and he just like he was kind of going off, and he was like, "Bro, what are y'all doing? Like, you trying to use like the little rondo fake moves? Like, what are y'all doing, bro? Like, why are you using that move? Because y'all don't even know how to use. Y'all using y'all just up here looking like robot. And it's a drill, bro. That like when you stop doing all these drills, y'all can drill yourself to death. To go hoop, go outside and play, go to a park and run. Like, go get some fives in. Like, what are y'all doing? And like, bro, like
Facts.
I would, man, forget about me for a month. Don't train with me for a month. Just go hoop. Like, go stop using a trainer for a month and just go play basketball. One, you'll save money, and two, you'll probably grow the most during that time. Even skill wise, mentally, you'll understand. I can't do this, can't do this, can't do this, can't do this. You're gonna have a long list of stuff you can't do by the end of that month. So now you know going forward what to train on a little bit better. Like, I probably just messed up business and my business, other people's business, but it ain't about me. So like, stop doing all this training stuff, bro. Like, just hoop, man. Like, these drills and cones and stuff, it has its place, but golly, go hoop, man. Like, I think that's the most underrated training um technique, I guess would be the best word. It's just hooping. Like, just go hoop. All these drills and all this other little stuff which I do, man, just go hoop. Go to a rec and hoop. Go to your park and hoop. Go hoop against some old men, some grown women. Just go hoop. Figure out something else and go hoop, man. That's probably, especially this generation of players, don't fully grasp about the game, man. So sleep and hooping in general. That's crazy to say. Like, the most underrated thing in basketball that players don't understand is hooping. Like, that sounds crazy, but
No, that is weird, but it's true though because guys think if they work on stuff, they'll have it when it's time. But if you don't know when to actually use it, it's useless.
mm-hmm.
Like I can give you a hammer, but like if you need a screwdriver to put this nail in or this screw in, and you using the hammer, you're gonna mess up your desk or whatever you're putting together.
Yep.
You're gonna mess it up. So if I teach you, I can teach you all the handles in the world, all the spin moves, all the cross tweens, all the whatever you want to learn. But then when the double come and you hit a spin move, you
Mm-hmm.
gonna turn that thing over. They'll let you know now. Or when you step through the lane and think you finna fake one way and go the other way, and they strip that thing out your
Yep.
hand, you gonna be like, dang, bro, I work on that move. Why it didn't work? Because this wasn't the time to use it. This was not the time. Like I
Yep.
had to really work on my feel for the game to know when to pass it. Like that was
Mm-hmm.
my thing because I never had to be a great passer or nothing like that. Now I knew when somebody was open and I get it to them, but when it came to like especially the college level and the speed of the game and stuff like that, I had to really learn how to see the next pass very quickly, and I ain't always
Mm-hmm.
do that. But now I'm pretty good at like I used to push the ball down the floor. Let's say I'm pushing it down the middle of the floor and the shooter runs to the corner and it's like one man between me and him. I would take the ball all the way until this man like slide in front of me. Then I throw it to the shooter. But by then I did that. The shooter that thought I was gonna go all the way to the rim and lay it up or dunk it or whatever, and then I kick it out and he all out of rhythm, like he ain't ready to shoot no more. But in reality, I probably could have hit him while he was moving, and he was gonna get the shot off regardless of what the defender did.
Mm-hmm.
Like he would have got the shot off still. So I had to really realize stuff like that. Like, and so now I push the ball on the floor. I'm looking at him, and I'm like, now I'm telling him like, go corner, go corner. Like we finna make this man play. And
Mm-hmm.
then as soon as I feel like he in the spot he want to be in, and the defender ain't move, I'm hitting him. Like I ain't worried about no more. I'm like, shoot, I probably could take this and score with this one man right here, but I trust that guy. And I also had to learn to the personnel of who I want to trust
Mm-hmm.
and who I don't. Like, okay, do I trust
Yep.
him or me in this situation?
Yep.
Okay, like, and it's not a selfish thing. It's like, okay, that's a knockdown shooter. He got time and space. I'm gonna hit him. Or
Yep.
is that just a guard who can make a shot every now and then? You know, he ain't really a shooter. He's just a guard who can shoot a little bit. So now, so then that one I look
Mm-hmm.
at him like, nah, I'm gonna take me all the way to the hole. I'm gonna trust mine over that. So those are little things that's part of feel, and like I would not know that if I didn't just go hoop and play because it's like you think you know, but you don't because you got to be in the situation to know.
Yep.
So that was actually a very solid point. Like you can work on all the moves you want to, and that's funny coming from you. You a trainer, like forget me, dog. Just go hoop. Go to your local LA Fitness or rec center and play.
Yeah. But like I said, it's bad for business of me to say that, bro. Like I've told players that I've literally like who was it? I told a mom, was it like earlier this year? I told her mom, I was like, man, she's trying to train with me, da 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 da. I'm like, man, the best thing you could probably do is just have her go hoop against some guys. Like this little issue you talking about with her, like yeah, I can train her out of it, but more than anything, she just need to hoop because she'll. I think the biggest thing with hooping that's underrated is you're going to self. I'm not trying to use the big words here. Well, most time you're self organized. I know that probably went over a lot of people's heads, but you teach yourself. Like you said, you got the feel for the game by hooping. You're going to teach yourself basically. You're going to train yourself to do certain things. So you start to understand this dude's 6'3". I'm 5'10". He a little bit longer, a little bit more athletic. Let me not do this against guys who fit this frame. You start to profile things, so now your IQ's higher because you know, okay, I'm going against a 6'7" big man who's very athletic. Let me not do X, Y, and Z. Okay, he's less athletic, so I can do X, Y, but not Z. He's 7 foot. Okay, cool. Let me go A, B, C, D all the way through Y because it's only so much you can do, bro. I might have to get a little extra separation, but half my bag is open, the other half just closed, but just because of the different height change. And it's like all this little stuff that you learn from hooping, bro. It's just like I can train you for stuff. Like I can give you all the tools in the bag, bro. If you don't know when to pull it out, how to pull it out, like you don't know that there are 6 different hammers, you don't know 13 different screws and different nails. It's like I'm throwing everything. I'm teaching you how to use everything, but now you don't know how to apply it. So you don't know that this type of wood needs this type of screw, and this specific screw needs these two screwdrivers, and it's like now you're in the game, you're hooping. It's like, man, why ain't you at the house trying to build this desk or trying to put this stuff together? Why ain't none of this stuff working? Because you don't know how to heck to do any of this stuff. You went to this, carpentry class and you thinking everything ain't finna be smooth, but it ain't the same, So uh, that's the biggest thing, man. It's like it sounds cool to be like, you know, 6 moves to whatever, 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 and you breaking down Kyrie's highlight move and how he did this with his left hand, bro. He ain't trained that. He just hoop.
No,
Like
for real. For real.
Like I remember, like, bro, the funniest thing I probably heard, not funny, but the most interesting thing I probably heard from Kyrie, he was like, bro, I literally just go hoop 1-on-2. So all the moves y'all seeing, it literally just me going hooping 1-on-2. I don't do dribbling drills and stuff like that for real. I just go hoop 1-on-2. Y'all beat me. I'm like, dang, no wonder he's so cold. I'm like, they don't.
This man playing 102. I know he playing good people too. It ain't even like he going into some bombs on the street. Bro probably got real hoopers like, all right, y'all versus me. Like we do kids.
Exactly, bro. Like, so that's why
I
his
ain't know that.
bag's so deep and it's endless, bro. Like, he literally just like, bro, 1-on-2. What's up? 21, 1-on-2. Like that's that. Like I remember, bro. This girl I was training, she don't even know what 21 was. I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't know what to say. I'm a little shook. You don't know what 21 is? So I had to explain it to her and teach it to her, and it's like, oh, you got a lot to learn, youngin. But like I've told a parent of a guy train, I'm like, work on me is cool. Like I'm gonna give him skills and stuff, but like when we like, if you watch some of my stuff I post, it's like we do a lot of 1-on-1 type stuff. I play with against them and stuff, but I don't take it easy. I take it easier, but I definitely don't like just, oh, you gonna win. Like I ain't got no time for that. No. But I will ease off and like have more teaching points with how I play because you're gonna understand these certain things they're working on in the session. And so when time comes, you're not gonna see somebody against me in middle school, in high school, but you're not gonna see me again. Like that's not you're not gonna see not trying to gas myself up. Nobody don't attack me. But you're not gonna see here while you're in middle school ball. Even some of the high school you're playing, you're not gonna see this while you're here. The best you'll see is this. But if I'm ramping it up to here, you're gonna be here now against this. I went all over the place, but it makes sense. But it's like, so like, this is exactly what I told one of the girls I was training. I was like, okay, if I'm a level 10 and you're a 5 going against another 5, I'll teach you a move. You're gonna know exactly how to use this move. And it works for you. What you're gonna do is keep going back to that same exact move, maybe another move, because she might force you to do another counter. Cool. Nothing wrong with that. That's what works. Going against me, a guy who actually loves and enjoys defense, who takes pride in kicking my players' butts, what you finna do now? Okay, cool. Just one move worked. Well, That's not going to happen again. So try move number 2. You counter that. Okay, boom. I know that. I know that. Next option. Okay, next option. Okay, next option. So now you done pulled out 5 different moves in a 2-minute span because I'm not taking none of that. So when you go back to a level 5 girl, you done leveled up become a level 7 or 6 now because you done had to go deeper in your bag rather than just the 1 or 2 moves you would have had because you're going against this girl who couldn't really stop you frill in the first place. So it's like little stuff like that is why you need to hoop a little bit more because it's like you learn all this stuff on the fly of just like I didn't have to train you to go deep in your bag now. I just put you in a situation where you were forced to. Kyrie said, "Go 1-on-2." I'm forced to use different moves. I can't use the Tim Hardaway right here. I got to use the Tim Hardaway with the rap, and I'm rapping it at this angle, at this speed. I don't teach that, bro. You can't teach that thing. Like this, I'd be a clown trying to teach that. So it's like the game will teach you so much more than a trainer can or a coach can because it's like I can't teach your body and your vision of what you see and what you feel and all those small details. I can expose it to you, maybe tell you about it, but you can't fully grasp unless you go hoop sometimes, man. But that's probably the most underrated training tool or teaching tool, coaching tool. Like stop working with a trainer for a month and go hoop and see how much your game changed. Unless you have a really good trainer who knows how to dabble a little bit of both, and it probably won't be as big as a difference. But most players don't have that. So you're gonna see a huge jump from before with trainer 24/7 giving you all the cones and drills to just hooping basketball and getting on your own. So yeah, that's my last point on that one, bro. Like just go hoop more.
Oh, facts. I definitely agree, bro. They folks don't understand how important it is to just go play and get the in-game experience.
So yeah, man. Now's the last one. Look, let's be serious, man. Stop playing around. All right. You didn't got too comfortable. You didn't got relaxed. You forgot that you still got people behind you chasing you right now. You still got people to catch up to. You think just because you won a championship or you had a pretty good game last time that you can relax now. We ain't worry about none of that stuff. Your goal right now is to look at how you were yesterday. Look at the player you were last night. Figure out how to be better than that person. Right now is you versus you. Your goal right now is to make progress in the person that you were last night, the person that you were yesterday. Be the person this week should be the person from last week. The person this month should be the person from last month. On the court and off the court. Personal development too. So right now, progress is the only goal. We ain't worried about what other people got going on. Focus on progress. It's you versus you. It's me versus me. So that right there is your mission. That's your goal. I don't care about who say the best in state is. Who I don't care about any of that. Your goal right now is to be better than you were yesterday. I don't care if you struggling to make the team. I don't care if you the last player they're looking at to make the team. We ain't worry about none of that. Your goal right now is to be better than you were yesterday. I don't care if you're the number one player in the nation. Could care less. Your goal right now is to be better than you were yesterday. So go ahead and get you one of these because you need that reminder because you got too comfortable. That's the issue. You got too comfortable. This can't get you comfortable right here. So go ahead, get you a reminder, get you like a flag hanging as a reminder. Say progress is on the goal. Oh, yeah. I might take a little heat for this one. I'm gonna try not to make it a venting session or nothing, man. But parents, ah, yeah.
Oof.
So, parents, what's something that parents don't understand and fully get about the game from your perspective?
So parents, uh, I really only got one thing for this.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is with parents, or what I think they underrate is the everybody does not get a trophy concept. You gotta understand it and learn to not take it personally. Cause this is the thing. The game, every sport now, but like we focus on basketball, but the game is a business after a certain point. Even after like some middle schools is a business now. Like
Mm-hmm.
you ain't playing, your son and your daughter ain't playing pee wee or travel ball, like with they friends no more. Like after a certain age, this junk is for real. Like it's a business. And I ain't saying it's a business like they trying to, market your child and nothing like that. But what I mean
Well,
when I say that, well, yeah, if they that
okay.
good, maybe. But what I'm saying is, this is what you got to look at, which I think parents don't realize. If I'm a coach, number one, I want to win. Obviously, winning is number one, most important.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to win. So I'm putting the best players out there, and rotating them to the best of my ability, or whatever. But the best players gonna play, obviously. But the thing is, if I am a coach at a school and we lose too many games, I'm liable to be fired. Yes or no?
Yep.
Like I'm liable to be fired. If I got players out there that don't really know or ain't really the best players, they don't know how to play, or they don't know the offense or whatever, or they don't know the schemes, the concepts, or if they just not that good, not as talented as the other players, I am risking my job, my livelihood. Now, next thing you know, we done had a couple bad seasons in a row or whatever. I'm fired, and now I got to find a new job and somewhere else for my family to live. But you don't think about it like that. All you say is, "Oh, my son need to be playing. My daughter ain't getting in the game. Why they ain't playing? Why you ain't playing my child?" That's all y'all see. And so we got to get out that mindset, because everybody, after a certain point, everybody ain't gonna get a trophy, but we
Mm-hmm.
all want to win. You know. So start thinking more about that. And Chris Rock got a joke where he was talking about his daughter. I mean, this ain't really the joke, but I remember he was talking about his daughter on stage, and his daughter plays basketball or whatever, and she didn't get in the game, and she was upset because she didn't get in the game, and her mama was mad too because she didn't get in the game, and he was like, "Well, honey, there's a way to get in the game." You gotta get better, dog. And like we gotta. So I think parents need to like start taking a look inward. Not saying inward as in like them and their parenting, but look inward of your child. Make your child look inward.
Yeah.
Stop blaming the outside sources. You like, man, you ain't playing my son, you ain't playing my daughter. He barely played, she barely played. Why you ain't playing my child? You need to be asking your child, well, shoot, son, daughter, like, do you want to play? And
Mm-hmm.
if the answer is yes, then you need to tell them, well, there's a way to get in the game. You might not like it, and it might be hard, but there's a way to
Yeah.
get in. You got to get better. And I think that mindset will be better for your child in the long run anyway. And I ain't
Mm-hmm.
got no kids, so I ain't finna tell you how to raise your kids and nothing like that. I ain't got no children.
Yeah.
But me personally, this is just my own belief. I think you'll be better if you realize that. You know what I'm saying? I think that your child will be better off if they start at an early age, if they start thinking, well, I want to play, so I'm gonna get better so I can play.
Mm-hmm.
Like that'll be a better mindset for them to have, rather than, man, coach just ain't messing with me. Or I'm finna transfer, I'm finna move, whatever, I'm finna go to a different school. Don't run from the grind, dog. Like, make your child grind. Make him or her learn to love the grind. And I think that'll be better for them. So don't underestimate the everybody does not get a trophy mindset. But that's my only thing with parents.
Yeah, man. I'm a that was actually one of the points I wanted to make is like I think parents are too afraid of a loss. Like the hurt of a loss doesn't hurt as bad as a fake win.
Mm, explain.
I think that makes sense. If that makes sense, I'm gonna try it again. So the hurt of a fake loss does not hurt as bad as a fake win. So when I say that, if I'm a dad, let's say me, I'm not, once again, not a parent, don't have kids, not my time. So I'm a dad and I'm bullying and politicking and paying for my child to have success. Once I remove myself from the situation, am I truly setting my kid up for success? Because like you said, you running from the grind, and my dad is gonna pay for everything. My dad's gonna talk my way through it. You get in a situation where I don't know your dad, I don't care nothing about your daddy, or your daddy can't pay my. If your daddy not paying my bills, I don't care what your dad does. Like, I could care less because my job's on the line here.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get past high school, my job it's you and me now. Forget your dad. All the little baby and stuff, forget that, bro. My job's on the line here. I have to produce wins and losses. So it's like that's cute to say your dad did X, Y, and Z up to a certain point. Whatever, do your thing. Cool. That's what you want to have, then cool. And these fake wins that you're getting them is not setting them up for success because now I understand a level of work ethic that takes to get these results. And that work ethic is way low because I didn't have to work as hard. Versus I earned every single thing I got. My mindset and my threshold for work ethic is so much higher. So
Mm-hmm.
I've understood that I have to grind and work. So once I had nothing handed to me from 5 till 18, what you think I'm gonna do at 21? Stop? Yeah, there's too many habits built up. That's years of habits built up. My parents gave me nothing. They made sure the coach didn't give me nothing. Next coach, same thing. Next coach, same thing. Next coach, same thing. So mama ain't having me hop around from school to school to school, from trainer to trainer to trainer, from travel ball team to travel ball team. No, you say you're gonna hoop. All right, you finish the season now. You say you play with this team. All right, unless you get disrespectful and we're just completely left, or politics are our play, which I get. I once that's a whole other conversation about politics. But if it's not politics in the play, and your child's actually good enough to actually be playing, then there's no reason for you to be hopping teams. If it's just like you're not playing because you're bad, oh take that L. You got to forget that. That's a true L. Like, and the feeling you get after you rewarded with more playing time, that feels so much better. Like when you were down and out bad, you sucked. Like just be honest, you sucked, and you worked your butt off to not suck, and you're playing now under that same thing. Like you didn't make the team seventh grade, but the team eighth grade. That eighth grade year feels amazing. Oh, and you can. I've worked my butt off to get to this point. That euphoria, that feeling of success, is addicting because
Mm-hmm.
now you trigger the beast, and now your success is a whole nother level now. So don't steal that moment right there of understanding of blending what hard work gets you, the reward of hard work. Don't cross that line out. Don't blur those lines of what that is. Because now I've unleashed a pit bull and took him off the chain. So now when he goes out to eat, he knows how to come back with food. I didn't let this shark off the leash. He smells how to smell blood. It's a wrap now. So it's like parents don't rob your child of that mindset by everybody gets a ribbon, everybody gets a cookie, everybody gets participation trophy. Forget that junk, bro. You lost, eat it, whatever.
That's
Please
tough.
take another one. Take another one, please. Like same thing with my players in training. You're gonna lose. That's a fact. You're going to lose. Figure it out. Lose by less. That's my goal for you. Lose by less. Or lose smarter to where you understand things now. Because you're going to lose. You're not beating me. That's not going to happen. If I allow that to happen, cool. But I'm not letting you win. You're gonna have to
Mm-hmm.
earn it 9 times out of 10. That's just what it is. But when you finally start to figure it out, like they don't even win. They figure something out. It's like, oh man, that feels amazing. Now keep chasing that feeling now. That's all I care about. Because once you start doing that, now I can teach you a little bit easier because your mindset's triggered to go through this process of taking these 15 L's in a row. So now when you finally win, you're addicted to that, and now your mindset's triggered to a whole other thing now. So don't steal that reward of what hard work gets you. Don't let the pain of a loss be bigger than of a fake win. Like, oh, I'm
Mm-hmm.
scared to let my child lose and fail. Well, you set them up for success longer term. You set them up for failure a lot bigger long term. Let them take the L, bro. That's not gonna kill them. So that's just my little synopsis of what you said. Um, Before I get to my point, man, you got any comments or something?
No, that 1,000% agree. Got to let your kid learn what it's like to lose, cause he not gonna win. She not gonna win every time. Like
Mm-hmm.
that shit's real though. You gotta learn what it's like to lose. You gotta learn how to take an L. And like Another thing I want to throw in there that you kind of made me think of: let your kid get coached. Also, like understand what a line is. Obviously, like don't let your kid get jerked around and don't let them or just abuse them or belittle them or nothing. But let your kid get coached. Sometimes coach is gonna yell at your kid. That's part of the deal. Sometimes you might get cussed at. Some
Mm-hmm.
coaches don't cuss, but some coaches do. Your kid's coach does. So that's just part of it. Let them learn what that's like, because if you don't, later on in life when people treat him a certain way, he or she gonna think, man, don't nobody talk to me like that. Like ain't nobody ever talked to me like this before, whatever. And mom and dad ain't gonna be there to be like, hey, don't talk to my kid like that.
Yep.
You gotta learn how to handle these situations. So you gotta learn, like, like I learned at a young age. All my coaches weren't scared to get on our case. Like someone was different than others, a little bit softer than others, but like I had some tough coaches, and so
Mm-hmm.
now I can take coaching on the chin. And it took me a while to realize everybody can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Some guys get yelled at, cussed at, and stuff. They're like, "Man, he ain't talking to me, bro. I don't know who he talking to." This is it. How it is. Like guys getting their feelings and junk, and I'm just like, man, he just trying to coach you, bro. I understand it
Yeah.
ain't in a way that you probably want to hear it, but you got to learn
Mm-hmm.
how to take what he's saying. Let me get in the camera. You got to learn how to take what he's saying and get the information out of it. Like, don't worry about how he's saying it. I know how he's saying it. This guy is muffled in a bunch of cuss words and yelling and spitting and whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
take the information he wants you to have. It might be this much of cursing and yelling and junk. This little bit of information he tried to get you to have. This is all you
Mm-hmm.
need. And once
Yeah.
you get it, you'll be a better player for it. So you got to
Yep.
learn to take that. Learn how to get that information from your coach. And parents, let that happen. Let your kid get yelled at. Let him get coached. Because if he gonna be any good, the best coach is gonna coach him. The
Mm-hmm.
best coaches ain't gonna be nice to him. The best coaches ain't gonna talk to him nice. Ain't nobody gonna pat him on the back like, "Hey man, it's okay." They not finna do that. They finna yell at him. You
Mm-hmm.
turn that ball over. Come on, sit by me.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
that's just part of it. Like if you want them to be good, let me say that. If you want them to be good, you need to
Mm-hmm.
let it happen, and that'll be better for them in the long run as well. But yeah, I definitely agree 100% with what you said though. Like definitely don't try to protect them from the losses, because they gonna lose in life at some point in time. Don't try to protect them from the losses at a young age. Let them learn what that's like so they can deal with
Yeah. Like you tend to just stole my next point I was gonna get into, but it's funny
it.
because it's actually been together, and it's like this. Okay, this is my soapbox moment. I'm gonna get on a little bit.
Go
Um,
ahead.
like I'm gonna start bigger picture first. I'm gonna start outside of me first. Let your
Okay.
coaches coach, like you just said. Like your coach, that's a questionable one. Your coach is there for a reason. Let me say that.
Hmm.
No matter how good or bad they are, allow them to operate with what they do. Just give them like it's a level of respect that thing too. Like I've seen with my own two eyes terrible coaching from a player that I train. I'm just like, yo, what are we doing here? Like, this is sad. But I'm not gonna sit here and say anything because that's not my role. Once
Hmm.
again, I understand how hard it is to coach. So I'm gonna let you cook no matter how bad. I disagree with everything you just did, but you're not gonna hear me. Even if I'm a parent, I don't know. I can't say that. I'm not 100% sure. But that's my money, that's my baby, so I don't know. But um
I feel it.
but it's just like it's like it's a line of respect. Like you're not being disrespectful. You're just not that good at your job. That's two different things. So now there's two different conversations we can have. You feel me? But respect coaches, especially if they're a good coach. Like if they have results and everything. Like I think there's a level of comfort of how far is too far from me. It's like I don't mind you cussing and everything, but like football's way left for me. Like you're not gonna snatch my face mask, bro. Like that's just
Yeah, I feel it.
yeah, like football did. I don't even talk football, but it's like basketball is a level of wall that we have here. You can get in my face. I had a coach that used to cuss us out and stuff, and he would vary the level of joking and stuff he would say from player to player. And he was a tougher coach. He wasn't taking a lot of BS from people, and like that's what he was. How he did. And I respect him. I still respect him to this day. Like if I saw him, "What up, coach? Good." Like that's my guy. I respect him all day. And I think sometimes this is my only, I don't say question, but only other thought to have towards that is like sometimes coaches have to be adjustable to not talk to every player the same way. So yes, that there's a level, there's a, a, a scale of how much of you can you be. So Nelson, I can go to 10. Charlie, let me go to a 7. But I can't do any less than 6 because once you start getting deeper to 5, 4, 3, that's not who I am. So it's like coaches have to be adjustable to the players that they have to say, let me pull back a little bit. Let me not use such harsh language. I might just use donkey with this player, but I can use MF with this player. And I can the scale of what I can say, I can like I'm not gonna say his name, but I had a I love this coach so much, bro. I had a coach and he would like get on players about their mom. And it was never in like it was let me never mind. I'm not
This don't sound like the woman. Hey, tell me later. This don't sound like a podcast. One.
oh, never mind, bro. I ain't gonna go there, but let me say it was never disrespectful. It was never
Okay.
disrespectful. Let me just 100% clarify that. Coach, I promise you, he would never do that. But it's just he was funny with it, man. But
Oh my goodness. Well, almost got her canceled. Boy, that coach canceled and fired. Son.
oh man, that's fun. So that's why I could say that. Anyway, man, that's funny. All right, soapbox moment, man. So, as a trainer,
Mm.
now we're talking. This is a different field of thought process now. So, as a trainer, if you're paying me money to train your child, let me train your child. I'm not looking for any feedback from the sideline. I'm not looking for any co-coaching, co-train. I'm not saying you can't have input because that's once again that's your child. I'm not finna sit here and be. I'm not a dictatorship either, but I have a certain flow and a certain way I do certain things to where outside looking in, it'll look bad. It's gonna look frustrating. I get that, but that's what I'm looking for. And so you're fussing at your kid for messing up, but that's literally what I'm looking for. Like I remember one time a couple of years ago, I had a dude. He was training. His dad was in there watching. It's a group session too, so it's even worse. He was going off on the side, like, man, why are you messing up? Why, man, why are you missing shots? You should be making shots. Like, bro, we're working on something here, and he's gonna miss shots. I'm completely fine with missing shots. I literally told them like, you're gonna miss shots. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about this certain. I think it's footwork we'll focus on that day. So you're gonna mess up. Cool, whatever. And dad's going off. He's just going ballistic. He just, man, why you messing up? Man, we we train better than that. You should be making them shots. And he literally just it was going off. Well, I'm sorry, coach, man, but I'm sick of watching this, man. He missing shots. Should be doing better than that. Going off. And he just walked out of the gym after that. I'm like, yo, what are we doing here, bro? Like, just chill. Like,
Chill.
wow. Like, and so I had to pull dude to a side. I can like you can see from the minute dad started talking, like it was going on like maybe two or three drills later, he's still going on. He'll stop, then he start missing again, and he'll stop, and he just keep back and forth with it. I'm like, bro, just chill. I had to pull dude aside, have a conversation, like, yo, I get it. I know he's intense. But what I tell you from the beginning, all right, let's get back focused on that. Cause I told you you're gonna miss. I knew from the jump. So I'm not worried about that. He's left now. So now you can really like I know it's I know what you're feeling. You're embarrassed. It's frustrating because you don't know. Do listen to me, listen to your dad. I get that, bro. I'm never finna fight your parents. I'm not finna do that back and forth. Whatever. But now you're putting me and him in bad position because who do I listen to now? That's really awkward. That's really uncomfortable. So if you're paying for a trainer and you're paying for a coach and both of them are good and you having to deal with what they're doing, if you let me say this, if you have power to not be around them people and you're paying them, let them do what they do. If you're paying to be on this coach's team, let them coach, especially if they have a good history of what they're doing. If you're paying a trainer and you let them train your child, let them do what they do. I'm all open to input. I have a dad who will say something and he'll let it shut up the whole time next time. Hey, B, you thought about doing this? Not a bad idea. Next time you thought about doing this, yeah, but that's not exactly what I'm looking for here, whatever. And I promise, me and him having, that's my guy. That's my dog. I love that dude. That's my road dog. I've been with him for years now. But there's some parents who are a little bit more pushy. So it's like, let me cook. You're paying me money to get your child better. The process will look a little ugly at times, but the end goal will look so beautiful. It goes back to what we were saying earlier about, when they kind of teach themselves. There are times where I'll say nothing. I'm just let you just struggle. What I got to say, you're cooking right now of understanding all the things to not to do in the situation. Now there are certain times where I will step in like, yo, it's not working right. So why are you still doing it? Have you thought about doing this? Boom, light bulb goes off. Oh, no, maybe I can try that. They tried and it works. Oh, another light bulb goes off. That's what they make the next shot now, or they make the move and it looks beautiful now. And now they're cooking now. But you had to take like 16 L's to get to that one win. So, but if you jumping in from the sideline, you fussing at me because you fussing at the kid because they keep messing up. Now I have to take some of that learning process away because mom and dad's fuss on the sideline now. So that's a little soapbox moment, man. Like, if you're paying a trainer, like let them cook, bro. Unless they just trash. Like I know there's some bad people out there, bro. But if you're paying money for it, like let them do what they do. Like if they ain't being disrespectful, they ain't crossing the lines for you. Like let them do what they do, man. I understand sometimes you want to have input, but here's one thing I go back to. If Kobe Bean Bryant said absolutely nothing to the trainer that he had for his daughter, who are you to talk about what your child should be doing? Like this Kobe. I'm not saying you can't teach Kobe nothing, but if I'm having my daughter being taught things and I'm Kobe, there's a good chance I will have input because once again, I'm Kobe. But no, I hired this trainer for a reason because maybe how he teaches different, how I teach, he knows different angles, perspective, whatever. So let him operate and cook. I'm not saying I'm that trainer, but once again, similar situation. If I'm paying this trainer for his information, how he teaches, how he trains, whatever, pay him, let them cook. So that's kind of my little soapbox moment. I'm gonna get off now, but like, just respect. Like, there's a line that you have to cross, that you're crossing sometimes by stepping into my field. This is my field. This is my office of what I do, right? And I think people don't respect it enough. As far as like, this other thing I want to get to too is like, everybody think they can train, everybody think they can coach. Let's not, no, stop that. You don't know how much I study to learn and how to teach things. You don't know how much non-basketball stuff I study to be able to be a good trainer. Like, that's a whole nother conversation. Like, I don't touch basketball. Like, think about it. I don't touch X's and O's. I don't touch film, weights, programming, none of that stuff to be a good trainer. But you think you can do this? Oh, okay. You can coach a whole team of 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds. They're like butt jokes and and girls. They still think cooties are a thing. Like, come on now. Like, stop that. Like, put some more respect on training and coaching, man. So uh, I think that's a very underrated thing that parents don't fully understand either. It's just like, let your trainers and coaches do what they do and release a little bit of those reins. So I think that's the other underrated thing about that parents don't fully understand.
Man, that I'm gonna let you have this one because you the trainer. I don't know nothing about that. So I do agree with you though. If you paying somebody to train your kid, let them train your kid. Unless you just see them and it's like, man, I feel like they ain't really doing nothing or it just looks trash. I feel like he not helping him or whatever. Then I understand. But if you can see that the drill they're doing is like something beneficial to your child, let them, like you said, let them cook. This is his meal. Like,
Mm-hmm.
let them cook. So yeah, you got that one, bro. I feel it though. I definitely understand. And then you should have dropped the mic with that Kobe statement. I ain't never heard that one. I said if Kobe got his daughter with a trainer and ain't saying nothing, and then who is you?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely agree with you on
Like, yeah, man, I
that.
studied that jump, bro. Like, he got a phone. Kobe called him, matter of fact. Like, he called him like, yo, can you wake my girl? Yeah, it's a prank call, bro. Get off my phone. Like, no,
I
it's
know he
cold.
probably thought that.
Yo, he said that jump, bro. Like, nah, it's cold. Like, it's me. Like, come train my girls. What's up with you? Then after the session, like, man, why you do that, bro? Like, why you training this? Why you doing that? He asking him questions, bro. And that's Kobe. Like, Kobe's like God tier basketball. Like, the
Facts.
skill of skill. And he says nothing during the session. Okay. Like, yeah, man. That's my little soapbox moment, man. I'm not saying you can't interject and stuff. Cause once again, if you're going to keep paying me money, then I need to keep having my free reign of what I do to operate. And once again, this ain't most of my parents. It's really a handful. Like brother, every parent I have now is amazing. Let me just state that clear. Every parent I have, they're amazing. They're great. There are parents I've had in the past where it's like, let's not do that at all. So I'm done, man. I'll drop the mic and I'm off my soapbox. So that's it.
Sounds good, brother. But that's it for me though, dog. Do you got anything else you want to throw in?
Nah, I think that's it, man. The biggest underrated things from fans' perspective, players' perspective, and parents' perspective. I don't think we can go into any other area than that besides those three.
Yeah, well, neither one of us coaches or nothing, so
Yeah. So, man, I did like 2% of coaching, but I don't really.
you dabble.
Yeah, I dabble, but I don't want to. I feel like I do a disservice by calling myself a coach. You know, like I
I feel that.
respect that craft too much. Be like, oh, I'm a coach. Where you coach for 2 seconds? Stop it. You don't even know a playbook. Like, no. So
Like you ran a practice.
that's a whole different ball game, bro. So no, I don't put
You
that
don't play
title
with that
on.
one, huh?
No, that's trainer. That's my thing. Trainer, podcaster. I'll take them titles. Coaching. That stay a little love for me, but nah, that's it for me, man.
I feel it, bro. But yeah, man. I guess that does it for another episode of the BeBall Jones podcast. We hope y'all enjoyed it. Be sure to like and subscribe, and drop down in the comments. Let us know if you think we missed anything. What's something y'all think is underrated about the game from these different perspectives, from the player perspective, the parent perspective, the fans perspective. I was like, dang, what's the third one? The fans perspective. Let us know if you think we didn't mention something, or what you think some aspect of the game you think is underrated. So y'all drop down in the comments and let us know about that. But yeah, without further ado, man, be sure to follow Brian on all social medias at BeBall Jones. That's BeBall Jones on all social media platforms. Be sure to follow me at NellyH34 on Twitter and at Nelson.Haskell on IG. And you can find me at my name on Facebook. We like to keep the conversation going on over there. Be sure to follow the podcast on TikTok. If you're on YouTube, it's going across your screen right now. We got a couple clips on the podcast already up there. So you ever just want to get some good little fits, you know, if you heard something that you liked on here, it's probably in the TikTok. So y'all go check that out for us. But yeah, man, that does it for another episode of the BeBall Jones podcast. We hope y'all enjoyed it once again. Be sure to tune in next week for another great episode. Next episode might be an interview. It might be another opportunity for us just to get some game like this. Or we might be on here debating. We might be in here arguing. You feel me? You just never know. Got to tune in next week to find out. But that's it for us, guys. We hope y'all enjoyed it. We appreciate y'all for listening. And we out.